say.
They don't care.
Yeah.
The government, the courts, they don't care if you're right.
Yeah.
They'll still put you in prison. No matter if you're right or anything, they'll still put you in prison.
Yeah.
Nobody will stand up for you.
Yeah.
So,
Unless we spread this principle enough. Because at that point, I mean, it's a bluff.
because
That's what it is.
people have tried it.
Mhm.
There
They
are
haven't
many
tried this,
people-
though.
Well, there are people that have done all of this proving that it doesn't affect them, but the government does not care.
Mhm.
They will still
They'll
come in
take your money
because
whether you
they
claim it
have
or not.
changed the way we look at law.
Yeah.
So they can walk all over it and nobody will understand that they've done that, or that this person really had any rights.
Yeah.
And so in the end, you really end up losing. You can't escape.
Yeah, they,
And now people understand.
I found 6 or 7 cases like this where they stopped, but not one of them stopped claiming U.S. citizenship.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying this. But anyways, that's, I think, a principle that I think is very important.
And yeah, I was just saying it's that change in the definition of words. The definition of words have changed, but I think it's more than that. It's more than people not understanding the definition of words. It's judges ruling on not even the definition of words, but whatever their idea of what it should be is, and not necessarily
It's what the
is
judge
written.
defines,
Yeah.
even down to the case. It's what the judge presents to the jury. This is how you're going to make your judgment. These are the terms, the facts.
Yeah.
This is where you will make your judgment from, and not have, and can be totally narrow and almost even outside what's really going on in the case.
Formerly,
So the jury-
juries could overrule the judge, but not nowadays.
But Utah, they can't. We have the Utah Constitution.
Oh, you can?
I think I mentioned this in a previous meeting, but I remember when Aaron Johnston, I think some of you know him,
Mhm.
he went through BYU Law School, and he said to all of his classes, even a class about the Constitution, it was called the U.S. Constitution, he never once was asked or required to read the U.S. Constitution.
Yeah.
He read case law about the Constitution, but never once, even here at BYU Law School,
Yeah.
was asked to read the Constitution or study it.
Yeah, they changed the precedent changed in the federal courts at least. 19, I think it was 28, Erie v. U.S. That's when they changed the standard from citing constitutional precedent to citing their own precedent, and they call it stare decisis, meaning what we've ruled. That changed in the 1920s, and that's what they've been doing ever since. But, yeah, there's a way to fight back.
That
though.
just takes you farther and farther away.
Absolutely. Ultimately, it's us, though. I mean, a judge could say what he wants. Who's actually implementing it? We.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
we are
allow-
our representatives, and that's the thing is that it's part of. I honestly, I think it always comes down. It comes down to, I don't know what it is. It's like we have a societal plague of self-esteem issues. We don't even realize our own worth, and we just go along with what people say. You know, realizing the burden's on them.
It's so crazy because
Yeah.
we listen to these judgments and we're completely outraged, but nobody knows what to do about it.
Mhm.
You know, they just say, well, you may not like it, but this is now law, and this is now precedent, and this will spread through the whole country because this one judge took this one case and decided it a certain way, and nobody knows what to do with that.
It's 4, 5 generations of public school.
Yeah.
That's
Thank
what it was.
you.
That's what it was. Because it was with Common Core, maybe my show and tell thing, I just have to show you that.
I'm glad you brought a show and tell.
Yeah.
You seen it? Have you read
Oh
it?
yeah, I
Read
subscribed.
Cover to cover yet? I mean, this
Yeah.
issue.
It's really
Yeah.
good.
I mean, there's
Has
never
Utah
been-
endorsed it or refused to go along
It's
with it?
implemented.
It's
Yeah,
on. It's
they've
already.
implemented,
It's
but
already in.
we're starting
we've
to
been
fight
in.
back against it.
Yeah, but anyway, there's nothing that's ever been more unconstitutional. Some
Yeah.
equally unconstitutional, but nothing ever more unconstitutional than the federal government taking over education. And it is, it's already, we're already in it. It is worse than the other night when we, spoke at that thing. I didn't even know then how far down the throat of the tiger we are. So, but people don't know what to do about it. Unless they join a few groups of people, that
The way I see it, everybody's got to move to one state and get an overwhelming majority that want these
All this liberty
We're
principles.
Texas, we're all moving to Texas.
Yes.
That's where I'm
They've got
going.
the most freedom. The
And the space, so.
Texas has the best constitution probably of any state, because they came in at a time when the US was begging them to come into the nation, and so they just set their own rules. And then the US said, yeah, okay. They came in, and so they probably have the least land. Yeah, I don't think the federal government owns any land in Texas.
I don't think so.
You know,
Other than like
it's
the
all-
post office here.
Yeah, just
a
federal,
road,
federal.
maybe interstate
yeah,
highways. but-
Highways, but, you know, they came in, so if you wanna move someplace where you can get away from federal government, start in Texas.
Or we could just reclaim some land off one of the coasts.
She doesn't want to go back to Texas. That's what I heard her say just now. Been there, done that. No thanks.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what it was they were deciding in Montana, but I remember Glenn Beck saying this was years ago. If everything goes, to HE hockey sticks and a handbasket, I'm moving to Montana, and I think it was over their gun laws that they are basically on their own.
Yeah.
They had, you know, they made decisions that.
They denied all federal jurisdiction in Montana's gun laws, is that right? You heard about that, Scott?
I don't know specifically.
Yeah.
There's two things that have to happen before we can have a prayer, and that's the income tax and the senators being elected by the people. Because in those two things, they took away the power of the states. They took away the money, they took away their representation as a nation, as a separate entity in Washington. They did, senators just became another publicly